In this tutorial, we're going to create parallax effect with Photoshop CC. We're going to use this image. We're going to use the pen tool to extract the object from the background. We're going also to use other tools to create this parallax animation. So let's get started by first selecting the person on this mountain background here. I'm going to select the pen tool from my toolbox and make sure that the pen tool is set to rubber band. So from the option menu bar on top, find this gear wheel here and make sure that rubber band is ticked. Once that's created, start selecting the object to be extracted from the background. Once the selection is done, you can zoom in, use the spacebar so you can actually move navigate through the image. You can select the selection tool, this white arrow, direct selection tool, and adjust maybe some parts that you would like to be more accurate around the outline of the selected object. In this case is this skydiver here. So as you can see, I'm moving some anchors to be properly positioned accordingly. There's no need to be detailed that much, but just to make sure that the areas are proper positions. Once ready, right click and make selection. Keep feather and radius 0.8 pixels. This will actually avoid some sharp cuttings around the outline. Click OK. Once the selection is on, just go to Edit, Copy, and Edit, Paste. Once you have the object on top of the other layer, we are ready to remove the object from the background. So we need to reload the selection we've just created. Press the Command key or the Control key on your PC. Make sure that the cursor of your mouse is on top of the layer thumbnail. You can see that the cursor changes from point finger into a pointed finger with that square. So click on the thumbnail of the layer and this will load back the selection. Now we need to remove actually the person and replace it with the mountains. And this is what we're going to use. We're going to use the Content Aware tool. So make sure to go back to layer 0. And we are going to expand or increase this selection. So the content aware filling will actually fill all the, replacing all this person here, the shape of this person, by using the same pattern of the mountains background. So once we have the selection on, go to Select and select Modify and select Expand. Set Expand between 4 to 5 pixels. Click OK, you can see that the selection expanded. Then go to Edit, Fill, and from the content, select Content Aware. Click OK, and once the progress is done, you can see if you switch off layer 1, we can see that Content Aware made the work actually what we wanted to see. So remove the selection, select the select, and switch on back again the skydiver. Now we're going to actually set the sizes before implementing the parallax effect. So I'm going to zoom out so I can see the whole picture. I'm going to convert both images into smart objects. So right click on the layer, convert to smart object, same for layer 0, convert to smart object, and I'm going to reduce the size. So I'm going to layer 1, go to Edit, Transform, Scale, and by pressing the Shift key, I'm going to reduce the size, keeping the Shift key pressed, so to reduce the size in proportionally. You can see down to this size here. Press Enter or Accept from the option menu bar, the transformation. I'm going to layer 0, and this time I'm going to increase the size. So I'm going to Edit, Transform, Scale, and increase the size of the landscape. Once ready, enter or accept from the option menu bar on top. Now we are ready to start our, to apply the animation actually. So I'm going to Window, make sure that you tick the timeline from the drop-down menu and select Create Video Timeline. We've been setting our images, we reduce the size with the transform tool, and we enlarge the size of the background with the transform tool. We can go down to our timeline here. We have timeline for layer 1 and timeline for layer 0. We have a drop-down menu which we can open for layer 1 as well as for layer 0. We're going to start with layer 1, so make sure you select layer 1 even from the layers panel. And from the three options, transform, opacity, and style, we're going to use the transform option, the transform animation. We have this stopwatch icon here. If I click on it, a keyframe is created at the start of our timeline for the skydiver. I'm going to click on my playhead here and move it down to the right at the end of the timeline of the skydiver. And I can start transforming my skydiver by scaling up this image. So I'll go back to Edit, Transform, Scale. I'm going to press the Shift key, pick up the right upper corner and start increasing the size. I'm going to right click into the transform mode. I'm going to select Rotate, and then I'm going to also rotate a little bit the skydiver, so I give more effect of this animation. So once I'm ready, press enter or accept in the option menu bar on top. I'm going to move back the playhead to the start, and I'm going to click play to see the movement. You can see that we have this movement here of the skydiver growing in and slightly rotating to our right. So now it's time to animate the background. So back, I'm going to press the rewind button sort of, so to place back the playhead at the very beginning. I'm going to select layer 0 from the layers panel. I'm going to close the drop-down menu for layer 1 and open the drop-down menu for layer 0. Again, I'm going to select the stopwatch here, so to create a keyframe at the beginning of the background timeline. Place the playhead at the end of the timeline for the background. I'm going to select Edit Transform, Scale, and for the background I'm going to reduce the size. If you cannot see the edges from where to pick up, you can always zoom out, so don't place, but before, and go to Edit, Transform, and Scale. So now I have the full view, and I can actually scale down, always pressing the Shift key, the background. So here till the edge, from the lower right corner till the edge. Now I can put back my playhead at the very beginning. So once I'm ready, enter or accept it from the menu option bar, transformation, put back your, and this is our actually animation, which is rendering right now. That's why the animation is slow. Once rendered, we can see the actual speed of this animation. So I'll go back, play, and this is the result. To finish up, I'm going to add some sound. So close the layer 0 drop-down menu, audio track. I have this icon here, the notes. Click on it, I can select audio, add audio, and from my music I'm going to select a cinematic intro, so open. Now you can zoom in and zoom out in the timeline. Here we have this slider here. If I go to my right, I'm zooming in. If I go to my left, I'm zooming out. I'm going to zoom actually in, out, so to reduce the size of my sound, which is much longer than the timeline. So I'll go to the very end. You can see that this changes into the square brackets with arrows and push down until I reach the end of the timeline. I'm going to play. And this is my timeline. to add some effects, so not to hear the sound cut all of a sudden, I can click on the play button on the timeline of the sound, and I can also go to fade in or fade out, play, and that's fading out. So this is the result. At the end, just go to File, Export, Render Video. Again, you can select any of these settings here. What we suggest is always H2.64, high quality, or depends the quality you would like to use. Here we have, there's a list of selections that you can use. Once you are happy with the settings, just click render and everything will be done. So you click render, it will take some while, depends on the length of the video, and there you will find your video ready for you to use on social media or adverts or just to show off your work. Thank you for following this tutorial.